Let's give a warm round of applause to our athletes. Por favor, démosle un fuerte aplauso a nuestros atletas.
Time now for the recurve men's team gold medal match. Let's go down and meet the teams of Mexico and Colombia.
On target number 1, representing Mexico. En la paca número 1, representando a México, Ángel Alvarado. Matías Grande y Emilio Treviño. On target number 2, representing Colombia. En la paca número 2, representando a Colombia, Jorge Enríquez, Andrés Pila, Daniel Pineda. The line judge for this match will be, el juez de línea para este match será Claudio Contrucci.
Well, here we go. Mexico versus Colombia, the top 2 seeds after the ranking round. Mexico line up with Angel Alvarado at 22 years old, Mateus Grande at 18 years old, and Emilio Trevino at 20. The Colombians have Jorge Enriquez, the 23-year-old, in their lineup, along with the 31-year-old Andres Pila and the 29-year-old Daniel Pineda. Another tight match, Nikki.
Yeah, this should be another good one.
So here we go, gold up for grabs.
9.
Even better from Trevino. Alvarado going third, the highest ranked of the Mexicans at 53 in the world.
9.
Not a bad start at all. What can Colombia do with their first outing in this gold medal match? Pineda up first.
Yes.
Oh.
7.
Well, drifting out into the 7 for Pila.
What's quite interesting now is the sun is kind of right in their eyes, which can cause potentially a bit of a problem with string clip-through these recurve archers. So they look down their sight, are actually seeing a bit of an image of the string as well, and they line that up with the bow or the sight. And if it is extremely sunny, that can enlarge the picture and change things. Some archers shooting in hats, some not. So
9.
Decent bit of strapping there on Trevino.
7.
Is that to avoid injury, or would that be to protect an injury?
I mean, it's tricky to say. You know, don't see a lot of archers using it as a precaution, so I guess there may be an injury there.
8.
So 52, the marker set out of a possible 60. Colombia have 55 available to them, but that's, of course, if they all shoot 10s. It's another one of those shots that you just don't want to see. So this one has evaded the Colombian team. Beautiful 10 though to finish things off. Anything in particular you saw about that penultimate shot, Nikki?
Nothing in particular. I think, you know, is that wind still coming towards him as a headwind? Is that pushing Smaros down? But then his teammate either was really successful in his aiming off, or you know, tricky to say. But look at the wind behind them on the field. It looks so strong there, but not really seeing much. You know, their clothes aren't flapping, or they're definitely getting some protection from the stadium next to them.
You mentioned this a little bit earlier on. Is it preferable to be on target number 2?
I think so, because I think you're going to be nearer to the stadium and get that benefit of some protection. But like I say, with these stadiums, sometimes you get some sort of channeled wind as well, which can be unpredictable. So, but I think looking at it with these feather flags down that left-hand side, I think I'd rather be on target too.
The Mexicans, well, with a 52, taking the first 2 set points. Get a good view of that replay there. The arch that the arrow goes through on the 70 meters. What you say, Nikki? It's maximum height of about 5 meters, about 35 meters down the range.
Yep, I'd say 70 meters away. These recurve archers, these men might be shooting around high 40 pounds, 50 pounds, maybe just over 50 pounds in their fingers, and that arrow's flying about 200 feet a second.
So Colombia trailing by 2 set points. Will shoot first in the second set. Got a couple of 10s in the first. Can they fight their way straight back into this one?
Yes, 10. Ocho, 8. Yes, 10. Yes, 10.
Do just find it so interesting how those flags just a few meters away from them are flapping so much, and yet we see nothing on the clothing of the Mexicans, so they look sheltered and protected. And you talked about that strapping around the wrist.
Yes, 10.
Might even help give some sensation over that. The extensor tendons, those muscles on the outside of the wrist. Trying to get those active rather than the inner ones.
Ocho, 8.
So all square halfway through this set. Mexico with the lead. Oh, that's for Pineda. His lowest score so far.
Nueve, 9.
Needs to be a big arrow here from Enriquez. Oh, not bad. Not bad. 53 set for them. Still room, though, for the Mexican team here.
Yes, 10.
So this one is now gettable. A 6 to draw level. Anything more, and it'll be a 4-point lead for the Mexican team. Into the 8, it's enough for a 55. And a 4-point lead. Target score of 5 set points here. So, Nikki, this team from Mexico, all they have to do now is draw level in the 3rd set with Colombia, and they will be their Pan American champions.
Yep, that is true. I mean, a lot of people get to this stage in the match and it's all going well, and then your brain starts to think, oh, I can win this. And then suddenly it flips. So they've got to keep their mind on the job. Interesting looking down those arrows. Each pair of arrows was kind of next to each other, with Alvarino just out off to the left in the 8 there. So just making some adjustments, see if they can bring them in even closer to the 10.
Official results on the second end. Resultados oficiales en el segundo set. 4 points for Mexico, 0 points for Colombia. 4 puntos para México, 0 puntos para Colombia. Target 2 shoots first. La paca número 2 comienza disparando.
Well, we get a good look back over that second set. It's curious, a 28 through the first rotation for Colombia. And then just 25 through their second rotation. 4-0 down. Pineda steps up to the line for Colombia, who will shoot first. They need to put down some big scores to put the pressure on their Mexican opponents. Started every set with a 10, Pineda.
Ocho, 8.
That second arrow was called an 8 in venue, but definitely looked like a 7 to me.
Yes, 10.
See the arrow holes in that 10 just a little bit low. See if they can make an adjustment, get the best out of these.
Seven.
A bit too much.
At least he's listening to you, Nikki.
Ocho, 8.
So, a chance here for Colombia.
Nueve, 9.
Well, 3 more of those. They're not quite out of reach, but certainly would set a tough target for the Mexicans to reach.
Yes.
That's even better, a 10 for a 46. So another 10 here, and Colombia are right back in this. And these are 10. So 56. A target that is not gettable. So Colombia have clawed this one back. They still trail 4-2 after this. But these arrows, Nikki, often, you know, you can just think, oh, well, why don't you just get on with it and just get them out? But they are important, aren't they?
Yeah, you know, we always shoot them in case there are, you know, a line cutter or something that's not, you know, not foreseen down the other end, so we never cut the match off. But these archers got to use them now. They've got to get some confidence. Where are you aiming? You know, get yourself back into that 10, so when the next set does come, they're confident they're going to make a good start of it.
Nine.
So a big score difference there, 56 for the Colombians to get themselves on the scoreboard. If they can do that again, we're going to have another shoot-off here. It often fascinates me at this stage where teams dominated effectively in Mexico through the first half. You called it and said that these things can change around very quickly, and that's exactly what's happened. But what on earth is going on in the minds of both the Mexicans and the Colombians at this point?
Hopefully, just sticking to their process, just going to the line, shooting their shot, coming off again, and you know, under these stressful situations, quite often everything's moving at 100 miles an hour. You don't have time to think about things, and you know that can be a really useful thing to stop these extra thoughts coming into your mind that are unwanted. But you know, you've got a commentator calling out the scores, you've got maybe a big screen up, you can see what's going on. So it's just trying to dull down those external factors and just stick with your shot.
4 points for Mexico, 2 points for Colombia, 4 puntos para México, 2 para Colombia.
Well, there we have confirmation in the stadium that Colombia have closed the gap up by 2 set points. They still trail 4-2, so Pineda back up to the shooting line. He shot 3 10s in the first 3 sets with his first arrow, and the first arrow for Colombia. Can he repeat the same? Time for the 4th set. Well, like I say, Pineda shot 3 10s. They were followed up by 2 7s and an 8 from Pilar. That's another 7 for Pilar.
7.
Another big arrow for Enriquez here. He's put it into the 7. Both going low, those 2 arrows as well.
Again, communicating together about where these arrows are going. Got to give that feedback. Such a variance in the wind conditions.
Just trying to lift that one up, but 26 means a 3-point lead for Mexico at the halfway stage. And remember, they only have to match Colombia. Another low arrow. That's the 3rd in the row for them.
Can't see any differences really in their shots, but you know, if you're under pressure, talk about in recurve, the shot maybe getting a little bit soft, not committing as much as you could do, which could sink them down, or that headwind towards them. But between the 3 of them, they're consistently kind of going low.
So a 45 set, 56 available to the Mexican team. They have got a lot of room for maneuver here.
8 possible 9.
Marked on the scoreboard as a 35, potentially a 34, so just keep an eye on that one. Solid.
Yes, 10.
So level on score provisionally with 1 arrow left. And it's Angel Alvarado, world number 53, looking to finish the job off for the Mexicans. Pushed it out into the 7, perhaps an 8, but it's more than enough for the Mexican team here. 52 is enough to take both set points in the 4th set, and Mexico are the 2022 recurve men's team Pan American champions.